First headlines. First milestone of SN Chan Sign Archive and a Museum celebrated at MSFDS Palace Compound. Manipur records 0 cases, 0 deaths, while India sees highest single-day rise since mid-March. And Manipur to take on West Bengal in a second semi-final of Santosh Trophy tonight. Hello and welcome to ELITETV's Primetime English News Bulletin. I'm your host, Deemita. Before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government, where face masks when out in public, wash hands regularly and maintain a minimum of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play your part in the fight against COVID-19. Now the news in detail. Celebrations of the first milestone of SN Chan Sign Archive and a Museum at the auditorium of Manipur State Film Development Society Palace Compound as part of Festivals of Cinemas of Manipur. Dr. Shapam Ningol Nilima, daughter of SN Chan and a renowned filmmaker and writer Dr. Makhonmani Mongsaba, among others, attended the celebration. Speaking on the occasion, Makhonmani Mongsaba expressed happiness on having an archive and a museum of Manipuri cinema in the state, which he said would help young generations aware about the past history. He also maintained that the role taken by SN Chan in Manipuri cinemas is praiseworthy and one must try to emulate his dedications in the film. Masterpiece of SN Chan's film Brojendrogi Luhongba was also screened during the celebration.
Cinema matawi, Brojendrogi Luhongba kawi, mayam haina bato, isay man sa hero zo, hero yung ko medyo wow mo siya, babasan sin nakan na pamaman. Wali yung liya, no cinema do yeng oray. Ako'y manaw siya kanam yeng di, ay di yeng ko me. You are a good boy, hey man. No hero ko masakang dapat kang di hey, kang di ako ko me. Saman, ay ni harakan ko me tumin na le. No isa mayam sa tagpagi ka, adigay kanu sigagi pesha ay bigyan bilang mga matokiya ko miyanggi mayam na kanem na bato ay tayo to ay shawte ato ay misyon kanam laite ay sinma pami sinma nungsi amada hulu badiyati ato na tawdi taw siya ning pamdi pamba misyon laite bini itong taw siya bini ato mayam na to ubiti hay sige wahay sige kwatse yung mong arte bidur na magi wakil masu satam macha hay bis na
45th Annual Conference of Communist Party of India, Bishnupur Local Council was today held at Nacho Community Hall, Nacho. Communist leaders S. Neela Kamal, L. Shotin Kumar, K. Bimola and T.H. Sakhi presided the conference as presidium members. Around 100 delegates attended the conference. The conference deliberated on the prevailing political situations of the state and a skyrocketed price of essentials commodities, among others. Later, new office bearers of local council were also elected. 15th Led Khungdongbam Itocha Memorial Award Distribution Functions 2022 was held today at the auditorium of Sija Hospital. The award distribution functions was organized by the Social, Cultural, Education and Sports Development Organizations. Speaking on the occasion, Chairman cum Managing Director of Sija Hospital and Research Institute Private Limited, Dr. Palin Khundombam said, Sija Hospital as we see today is a materialization of thoughts becoming things. Relentless efforts are being put to make all emergency facilities available at the hospital. He also maintained that the award presented today is an attempt to encourage medical students. In all, 17 medical students were awarded with a cash award of Rs 10,000 each at the function.
Encourage them say yes, education is to Saktam Mayamo, the high grade, I did Mark Atana Shima will come to the award. The Maxi Nakizu calculate of the Vinatava in the systems now. And the plus 10 adagi plus 12 ki MBBS ka or PGS ka masihila khara kaya batin pamsan siya na toke ni at sahi ani hawkiwa corona ki sahi ani simdi agar exam mo yung lagi class 10 12 ka promotion ay toke adun yaw to mo si mo mang so yaw ki amay to la ki adun admire to ga sige ka si hawki ni hero ka aduga day आपके फादर ने लेकर से कोई हॉस्पिटल है आई प्री मेडिकल है मतलब प्री मेडिकल लोग भी ना सी सफर है
General Secretary of Manipuri Students Federation MSF Hijam Roshan has highlighted the plights of students of government-run higher secondary schools due to shortage of teachers. Addressing a press conference held at the office of the students' body at Kwakaitel, Hijam Roshan said that the issue came to light following a joint inspections by representatives of MSF along with representatives of 5 students' bodies, namely Amshu, Desam, KSA, Sok, Ames. He maintained that many students are finding it difficult to get admissions in higher secondary school as number of students who passed matriculation was high as a result of exemptions due to COVID-19 pandemic. Students' bodies also came across problem of lack of proper laboratory for science students. He therefore drew the attention of the authority concerned to look into the matter and depute adequate teachers.
aduna thu matamda hai roja sing nation bio adagi science section gi laboratory room asan matik sana thambiraga apaw mahir thokda mahir kunai gi khambiraga na nation bio aduna tragadi tungi generation ama muthanaba mahir duktaruna lojagani.
Kanglei Park Minority Welfare Organization has expressed serious concern over the price hike of essential commodities. The organization in a press release stated that poor people who have been affected by year-long COVID pandemic are reeling under hardship due to the high price of essential commodities. The organizations drew the attention of the authority concerned to devise a mechanism to bring down the price of the fuel and other commodities for the sake of poorer sections of the society. Actual case of death of Samom Ningol Ningthaujam Ongbi Jingkhainganbi is not yet known. Police are awaiting a report for forensic science laboratory on the sample sent day before yesterday. Volunteers of Women Actions for Development and United NGOs Bisan along with media persons went for a fact-finding visit to Jingkhainganbi's parental and her in-laws' residence. The team met her father Shamom Sanjit, other members of the family and convener of the JC at Arong Nomaikong. Speaking to team, Sanjit narrated about the ordeal of domestic violence his daughter suffered at the hands of her husband Bijando and his family, due to which they got separated. He mentioned that after 3 years of separations, Bijando persuaded his daughter to live together again on April 21. Sanjit conveyed that they were informed about hospitalizations of his daughter due to poor health by neighbor. When Jingkhainganbi was taken to Ras Medicity, doctor informed that she was brought to the hospital lifeless. They immediately lodged a complaint about the suspicious death at Mayang Imphal Police, and the JSC was formed the following day on April 22. Police assure of handling over the post-mortem report within 7 days, but the same has not been given till today. He appealed to all the concerned to extend support in ascertaining the cause of her deaths and her further actions accordingly. The team then visited Vijando's residence at Kodagdam Awang and met his family. Vidyashagar, brother of Vijando, conveyed to the team that Jingkhainganbi fainted while having afternoon brunch and immediately rushed her first to a nearby hospital. She later succumbed. Vidyashagar maintained if his brother is found to be guilty, he may be given the befitting punishment, but let the truth first come out before blaming him. IO of the case informed the team that necessary actions are being duly taken up. However, things will be clear once a forensic report comes.
ai mama siga mani ga yanganda sai di idi khara tai ren hare tai have di khoi sanai khoi mi angang la ai ba chang doctor da una kan sa moina khoi di angang ji sta amta khoi estimate tawdre adi sire pukla bina mo gi doctor gi lonta blood that aina adu ire atroga tawre adu noina sigi simo khaga di postmortem tawga di khangani ko tawle anu di khoi ju chuna ba leire khoi postmortem tawjare ge na doctor da khoi request tawre
Iko ayo masamak laga postmortem report ne na ama porami hari ba report si complete oi daba si bagi maram chapchana khang daba na maram war kan da VCR thadraga di iko aseng ba si bai maram si khangdre na hari khangdra bani na dudi iko na so dudi nimi kya ni chang ne da hafta ma dudi dum chang duri huju pok thadri han bagi report si di report se phang daba ni na huju ki VCR se thilu da laho yadre ar na VCR si gi report se phang bani na hayeng nongan baga ai thilurani na sumaina IOS na thambiramani
hana mamang thakta khana gi bisu leite chigi ma handak hanjana gi matung jira khana gi bisu leite chena gi bisu leite khoi mingi chi jira ima ju chinu mi chida khana ba sena ba leita bani na ima ju loklai he pacha sarwe ba loklai he pacha pa jira adu ima ju moi pu khapa sin nang haude adu duga maya bu kan to ga ima ju kuma kan jira e kamai to ba kan to ba na mari pau sing khana ba jira ima ju kuma kan da Daka bukan lagi bumi sini tangkat lagi bumi apa? Ada engon lagi di mana mu katang hal, jum de thumum baje. Aina.
Longa Koring Village Authority has decided to ostracize El Chowmiren Koring, age 19, son of El Ngangkhel Koring, who was apprehended by police yesterday while he was trying to rob an ATM booth at Langjing Bazaar. The decision was taken after an emergency meeting of the village authority was held following the incident. The village authority, in a press release, informed that Chowmiren Koring seldom comes back to his home at Longa Koring as he wanders from place to place. His act has tarnished the image of Longa Koring village. The authority has also decided to impose fine according to customary law of the community. And now let's take a short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Lakliva session English and Manipuri Brilliant School gi Class 11 Science and Arts ki admission May gitang ani dake hausargani Manipur da ahanbo in school asina class 10 exam haidoktringida Ming Chanbiba Mahiri Singhi damakta submitagi lupali sing nipanda Ming Chanbagi khudong chaba pisari HSC exam mai pakhan bangamlaba extra tuition amadi coaching gi mathau tadraba campus manung da nupa nupi gi tongan hostels leiraba transport facility matik chana leiraba Loina meritorious students singda scholarship pibagi khudong chaba su leiraba Brilliant School Malum Tulihel Makhale kai nasimag admission tawbinaba khanganjari
Pauzel Ima Kondong Lairenbi Harauba English and Manipuri How Kibachi NEC COVID-19 pandemic numeram oiduna Ima Kondong Lairenbi Harauba Lipchaki Adubo Tatli Bachahi English and Manipuri Sigi Oilade Ima Kondong Lairenbi Murigi Harauba si Lakliba Tangmari Tamanga English and Manipuri Kalian Gihumni Panba Yumsa Kaisa Numitagi Hauseraga Lakliba Tang Tarani Toy Tamanga English and Manipuri Tarama 20 Panba Sagol Sen Numit Fauba Numit Mapal ni Chupna Harauzagani Harauba Sigi Mukna Yendem Nabana Lakliba Tang Mapan Tamanga English and Manipuri Ningthau Kaba Numita Pangtok Jagani Idamdam Manipur gi mipum khudimak na mapung fana saru kya binaba amadi thaugal tawbining basingna makhagi contact number 8787493490 natraga 9612153098 natraga 9366332208 asida paw fawbiraknaba nolukna khanganjari Paujanjariba A Lalit Singh General Secretary Ima Kondong Lairenbi Thaugalup More
Season View Yai Lifestyle Private Limited की food supplement registered under the MCA Ministry of Corporate Affairs हारिबा मखल असिगी product मंगादगी कानबा फंगबिगनी मदुदी अहानबदा Perfect Plus urinary tract infection disease kayadagi ngakthokpa ngami control glucose levels in blood improve immunity antioxidant liver disease amadi liver sokhanbadagi ngakthoi remove toxins haksangdagi fataba sengdokpa lok laihau toina toganbadasu fali ani subada perfect glow uring amadi mahing fahanba, acne scar fahanba, mai nanthok hanba, skin nganthok hanba, kuchuk men thokhali mai khwihande. Ahum subada perfect ionic mineral, diabetes, BP wangba, asthma, khwang naba, saru sonba, haksang dagi fattaba sengdokpa, tumbaya daba, piles, arthritis, ising mari nuwaitaba, anti-aging, khongya saba, punamak fahali. Mari subada perfect active brain na tumbaya daba fahali, kok ngawba, wakal pothahanba, tumbaya daba, memory booster, tension handhanba. Amusung mga subada perfect woman care na urinary tract infection, premenstrual syndrome, angang khaudanaba, thagi khongkap chang naidaba, fingo ka hena chatpa, vaginal infection kaya da fahan mangami. Home delivery gi khudong sabasu phongbigani. Hena kupamarol gi dama khoi contact number 8413968314 da contact tobiu.
Welcome back again. You're watching ELITETV's Primetime English News Bulletin. The Office of the Deputy Commissioner of Riboy District, Meghalaya today organized a bike rally as part of joining hand in the Northeast Festival 2022, which is being held to celebrate the 75th year of independence and 50 years of Meghalaya's statehood. The rally was organized with an aim to spread a message on empowering daughters. The rally started from the campus of the Deputy Commissioner Office of Jorabad and culminated at Boirambong. The bike rally was flagged off Riboy DC Arpit Upadhyay as a chief guest in the presence of additional DC M.B. Tongper, D.D. Umdor, President of Royal Enfield Riders Associations of Meghalaya, and bikers from the state.
Amrit Mahotsav, and a big gratitude for all the bike participants who have graciously come here to celebrate with all of us this bike rally. We have been doing a lot of initiatives, but when it reaches to people, it's only through the initiatives of through rallies. When all people come together, and we are able to collaborate with the people with the ground people. So thank you so much, and my best wishes to everyone on this initiative of this.
In his maiden visit of the state of Mizoram, Union Ministers of State for New and Renewable Energy and Chemicals and Fertilizers, Bhangwat Kuba, had a meeting with the officials from the Department of Power and Electricity, Department of Agriculture and Department of Tourism at Aizal Club. During the meeting, Chief Secretary of Mizoram, Dr. Renu Sharma, extended a warm welcome to the ministers on the behalf of the government. She praised the visiting union ministers of the state about the state of Mizoram and its people, culture, traditions, customs, and practices of the people, the social life and economic status. Power Secretary gave a brief and insightful presentations on the power scenario of Mizoram, highlighting the current status and the need for improvement for power generations within the state. According to Power Secretary, Mizoram's peak power demand is 155 MW. It has a hydro potentials of 3,663 MW, while the installed capacity is 29.35 MW. Installed solar capacity is 3.85 MW, and local generations of solar power during the year 2021-22 is 3.39 MW. Director of Tourism and Additional Director of Agriculture Department also gave short PowerPoint presentations outlining the present scenario, development works and the constraint faced by the state in tourism and agriculture. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that India has an appetite for tech and risk-taking, while the collective aim is to establish the nation as one of the key partners in a global semiconductor supply chains. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was speaking at the inaugurations of the first Semicon India Conference 2022 via video conference and spoke on the theme of design and manufacture in India for the world, catalyzing India's semiconductor ecosystem. During the session, the Semicon India Conference 2022 is aimed at taking forward the Prime Minister's vision of making India a leader of semiconductor design, manufacturing and innovation. The three-day conference is being organized by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology at Bengaluru. The conference is envisioned as a launchpad to kickstart country's ambition in becoming the global semiconductor hub and nurture the chip design and manufacturing ecosystem. Eminent experts from industry associations, research organizations and academia are taking part in the conference. They will deliberate upon policy, talent, government's role and efforts in creating a favorable growth environment for the semiconductor ecosystem in the country. Manipur recorded 0 COVID-19 positive cases and 0 deaths in the last 24 hours. A total of 163 tests were conducted for COVID, taking the cumulative number of tests to 16,09,511. Meanwhile, India reported 3,377 fresh COVID-19 cases that took its tally to 4,30,72,177, while the active cases increased to 17,801 according to Union Health Ministry data. The daily cases crossed the 3,000 mark for the second consecutive days. The death toll due to COVID-19 pandemic to 5,23,753 with 60 more fatalities. The data updated at 8 a.m. stated. The active cases comprises 0.04% of the total infections. The national COVID-19 recovery rate was recorded at 98.74%. The daily positivity rate was recorded at 0.66% and the weekly positivity rate was recorded at 0.61%, the ministry said. The number of people who have recuperated from a disease surged to 4,25,30,622, while the case fatality rate stands at 1.22%, it said. The total number of COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far under a nationwide vaccination drive has exceeded 188.40 crore. Russia's defense minister confirmed it had carried out an airstrike on Kyiv during a visit of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. High-precision, long-range, air-based weapons of the Russian Aerospace Force have destroyed the production buildings of the Itron missile and a space enterprise in Kyiv, the ministry said in its daily briefing on the conflict in Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukraine said one person had been killed in the strike on Thursday, the first in the capital in nearly 2 weeks, and which Guterres spokesman described as shocking. Russia hit Kyiv with a cruise missile strikes in a menacing display of defiance while the UN Secretary General was visiting the city and a few hours after Joe Biden had announced a doubling of US military and economic aid to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the strikes happened immediately after his talks with UN chief Antonio Guterres, and this says a lot about Russia's true attitudes to global institutions, about the efforts of the Russian leadership to humiliate the UN and everything that organizations represent. Therefore, it requires a strong response. Kerala trounced Karnataka 7-3 in the first semi-final of the ongoing Santosh Trophy, played at the Manjari Panayad Stadium yesterday and stormed into the final. Host Kerala lead in the first half of 4-1. Later, Kerala scored another 3 goals in the second half and sealed the match in their favor. Jasin of Kerala, who scored 5 goals, was adjudged hero of the match. Manipur will take on the West Bengal in the second semi-final match today at 8:30 in the evening. For ELITETV News channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. Now let's take a look at the headlines once again. First milestone of Aston Chand's Sign Archive and a museum celebrated at the MSFDS Palace compound. Manipur records 0 cases, 0 deaths, while India sees highest single-day rise since mid-March. And Manipur to take on West Bengal in a second semi-final of Santosh Trophy tonight. And that's a wrap for today. For more updates, keep watching ELITETV English News. Thank you and have a good night.